Well, I'm interested in integrating Stoic philosophy and social theory. And as we've indicated earlier in the discussion, I'm aware that Stoicism's most, let's say, publicly popular themes often concern how to develop your individual rational self. And that's part of Stoicism's pragmatic value. Intertwined with that is a very important aspect of Stoicism, which is that each self is an expression of, let's say, a communal rationality. So while you're working on your own rational self, you're working on something about yourself which is not just exclusive to you. Now, this becomes interesting when we compare it to sociological and social theory, and your listeners might not be too familiar with those fields. Basically, they're interested in studying social structures. So they explore quite often the contingent ways that we are socialized. So think about how in one particular environment, you might act and think and feel, and it's completely normal to do so, and everyone around you does so. In another culture, in another society, those ways of acting and thinking and feeling are going to be different. There are going to be different patterns, different social trends, different social norms. And sociology and social theory will look at these and distinguish why people behave differently in different social environments, different cultures as well. Now, this presents a nice comparison with Stoicism because Stoic philosophy says we should be indifferent often, quite often, to what is socially conventional. They say things like reputation, gossip about ourselves, our economic class, etc. These aspects are external to our internal rational control in Stoicism. So on one hand, you have social theory and sociology not only identifying, but often endorsing the way that we're inherently socialized, because that's how we form groups and communities and things like that. Whereas in another regard, Stoicism counters this kind of the ways that we are socially contingently shaped by our surroundings. Now, this doesn't mean, of course, that the Stoics discount the belief that we are internally socially constituted. Seneca and Marcus Aurelius will describe how we're part of this universal fellowship and community. Epictetus talks about our social duties. You have Heracles in Elements of Ethics talking about our communal nature, often with people we've never met. And Cicero in his On Duties will talk about this as well for the earlier Stoics. So the communal nature for the Stoics is very important. And as I've already indicated in our discussion, the condition for this communal nature is the fact that our internal rationality is a fragment of a universal rationality. And this common constitution for many Stoics is what heralds a worldly singular community. And again, that's what you can see in some of the cosmopolitan positions such as Heracles. So despite the differences between Stoicism and social and sociological theory, the fact that both fields conceive of our internality as a trace of something communal means that I open up a discussion between the two.